Easy. Y'all know the vibes. We right back at it. You know, live on Broadway podcast, episode 527. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all know we outside with it. Big energy outside with it. You know what I mean? It feels good to be here. It feels good to see the Giants out here with me. You know what I mean? I feel good about this one. I feel great about this one, actually. You know, I had a long week. I just been getting to it. And I'm here. I'm live and I'm in effect. You know, it feels good when I could sit amongst giants, you know, such as yourselves. But I know what y'all came here for, so let's get to the shits. You know what I mean? It feels good to be here, though. I would be remiss if I didn't make mention of that myself. Man. See, we got Quay in here. We got Laudia. You hear me? Who's Laudia? We got Laundria. Let me get the wind beneath my feet. Go out in the blaze of glory if you want some juice, how they say. You heard? Mike. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast. Keep that same energy too. I love all that energy. Y'all was giving it. Yeah, Quay, heavy on the Quay. I see Quay out here. We're gonna let it ring off, sound off, how we normally do around these parts. Let me introduce this podcast. What up, though, Giants? Welcome back to hit that button, too. Hit that button on Instagram. I'm going to bring you guys right up. Hit that button. Welcome back to another episode of Live on Broadway podcast, where the situations matter more than the relationships. You heard? Perspectives will be respected by everybody. And I'm talking about, and if this is your first time tapping in on Live on Broadway podcast, don't be easily threatened or angered, because much like the Giants on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, tapping in with us. Shout out to Facebook. Much like you all, every Giant here first started off as a perfect stranger. You hear me? We asked everybody tap in and get in tune with what we doing on Live on Broadway podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. Broadway the Giant, you hear me? Put some beat on that. Make sure you guys tap in with what we doing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everywhere else podcasts are available. You heard me? Shout out to Lolo. What up, though, Queen? You hear me? Cali Love. You know, make sure you tap in with us on Facebook too, man. You know, we outside just shaking it up. You get me? Getting to the bottom line of it all. We got some things to talk about. It's gonna be. I don't know how this is gonna go. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, please. Make sure you guys are tapping in and hit the like button. Make sure you guys are tapping in and hitting that like button. You know, show your social currency. Clubhouse, y'all know Streamline to the top, and hit that link and then hit that like button, please, and thank you in advance. What up, though, RSL Experience? What up, though, to you, Queen? Tonight, we're going to have a conversation. We're going to talk about a few things. You know, the first part of what we're going to talk about is, did everybody watch the VMAs? Anybody watch the VMAs?
Yes, I saw some of it.
All right, cool. Ali saw
some of it.
All right, cool. Clubhouse definitely tapped in and saw the VMAs. We're gonna get to that in a moment. I had an amazing weekend personally. You know, it feels good when you get next to your loved ones. When you get a chance to be next to. You get a chance to be next to your loved ones. You know what I mean? It feels good when you know your people. We was just having a conversation in another space about you know, surrounding yourself with new people, man. You know, because sometimes we surround ourselves with these same boring people day in and day out. And you know what? Let me take that back. Not to say the people in our lives aren't valid, but just more so to say that we need new energy. You understand me? And that's very important. I had the privilege this week of being around some new people, you know, and it felt good. Different conversations, different talks, you know, and, you know, you start to appreciate those things for what they're worth. But VMAs, I watched the VMAs, some of the performances. Big Talk was on your girl Lizzo. She seems to always make the media. And Allison, I want you guys, we're going to go down the road. YouTube, tap in with us, see how you guys feel, tap in. I want to know how you guys feel about the VMAs before we get to the topic that's pinned to the top. Tap in with us. We just like to set the tone because people like to roll in a little late, so we like them to be here for the whole gist of the conversation so they understand what's happening. So tap in with me, Ali. How was the VMAs? What was the highlights? What did you feel? Tap in with me.
Hey y'all. Hey, let's see. Huh. So I enjoyed Lizzo's performance. I'm happy that she won her award. For me, the highlight honestly was Nicki Minaj. She got the Video Vanguard Award. And I think I love Cardi B. I love Nicki Minaj as well. I think two things can be true at the same time, and that people can live on the same block and coexist, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm happy to see her get her flowers because she has been a very hard worker. Um, I've been familiar with her from way back when, and to see her come up and to just grow, she's always been hustling, and now she's getting the flowers that she deserves. And I always say better now while you can smell them. So I'm very happy.
Okay. I feel that. I felt that. Pause. VMAs, shorty. You got to pop off your mic in any type of order. Did you watch the VMAs?
Yeah, I saw some bits and pieces of it.
All right, cool. How you felt about it? What was the highlight to you, King?
I'm gonna be honest. The highlight for me was Bad Bunny and his theatrics.
Did he kiss a man on the stage? Am I understand that right? I didn't see that, but is that
He
real?
kissed, he kissed his backup dancer. It was all fun, but it was just the way how um I'm not against it. That's not my business. That's not where I'm going. But it's just that whole how like accepting of it was without like like it was just yeah, he just kissed. Wow, that's cool, and like you just congratulated that, and it's just interesting to see like where we're at now.
I mean,
It
just
was
take the
literally
Band-Aid off, shorty. I mean, you feel like if you're not a part of the LGBTQ community, I don't know if he is or whatever, but if you're not and you doing stuff like that, it comes across to being cap and like you doing it for a viral moment.
right.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
if if that's how you feel, then live it and wear it on your sleeve. Don't hide it, and then
Right.
have be political or selective when you want to use that thing or
Right.
whatever. Be with yourself, and
That
I feel
card.
like
Right.
yeah, that's it. Play the card right. That's it. Stay on your lane if
I
that's your
get
lane.
that. I get that. Any more VMA energy? Anybody highlights that you guys enjoyed, that you guys watched?
Not really. Not really. Aside from Bad Bunny and Lizzo and Nicki Minaj, I think it was, what it was. Taylor Swift's coming out with a new album. I mean, aside from that, oh, y'all are the worst.
Jacquees is coming out with his new album. I'm waiting on that one.
Oh, here we go.
It's interesting because the VMAs these days aren't what award shows these days aren't what they was when I felt like I was growing up. When I was growing up, award shows was everything. You know what I mean? I just feel like celebrities overexpose their life so much that we get to see so much of their lives that when we actually see them on TV, it's like it don't really matter. Like, right? Like the other weekend, I went, Harlem Day, Harlem Week or whatever, saw Cisco, saw Drew Hill. They was up there hopping and hopping and doing the dances they do. You know what I mean? And it just lackluster because you see these people all the time via social media or whatever the case may be. So to me, it just don't hit the same as when we was kids. So, I don't know how these young whippersnappers out here, being great in these spaces. But here we go. Yeah, there you go, Benny. Right. So here we go. Live on Broadway podcast, man. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes. We got the little warm up out the way. Let's talk about it. What up, though, Lala? I see you out here, Lala. What's happening with you, Queen?
Nothing. Really?
All right, cool. I got a video I'm going to play. Y'all know how we do this Live on Broadway podcast. I'm going to roll the tape in a moment. But before I do that, I want to ask you guys some things, right? Because it seems though it seems as though I would, generally speaking, I would think that if we all knew better, we would do better, right? Like, I think that's a general thing, right? Like across the board, right? If we all knew better, we would probably do better. You know, generally, I think every single person in here would probably agree to that. You know, if you knew better, you would do better. However, that's only in theory, I believe. Because in the reality of it is more often than not, when people are faced with a particular type of thing that's they have an option of doing the right thing or doing the right thing for them, people tend to choose the right thing for them, not necessarily the right thing. You get what I'm saying? It'll all make sense in a moment. But I feel like when we navigate in these spaces of living in this world and doing the right thing versus doing the right thing for us, people tend to figure out a way to make it make sense for them, not necessarily saying that it makes sense in general. You know, so TD Jakes, you know, he put something out. I think it's old footage or whatever, but it's resurfaced and it definitely spoke to me. And I wanted to play the clip for you guys and get how you guys feel by way of it, right? Get what you guys feel by way of it. And yeah. So let's do that. I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to get you guys POV on it because me personally, we're going to have a conversation about how women are winning the battle but losing the war. Women are winning the battle but losing the war. And we're going to talk about it. Live on Broadway podcast. Tap in with us on Instagram, YouTube, your Instagram, Clubhouse. Tap in with our YouTube so you guys can see it the way it's meant to be done. Lala, this is going to pause for about 60 seconds, Queen. I'll be right back. You know the vibes. Here we go. Live on Broadway podcast. You now listening to Live on Broadway podcast.
Do you realize that men get angry when you out-talk them? That your tongue is your weapon and that you can win the battle and still lose the war? The right word spoken by a good woman in a bad situation can make a man fly. You know how you are about your children, come hell or high water? Right. I'm down for you. Well, most of us had that with our mothers.
Wake that up.
And then we marry you. And we watch you give it to your children. And this is what I want you to understand. I'm not blaming you for where they're broken, because they were probably broken in some way when you got them. I'm telling you how to minister to the brokenness without emasculating the patient. Okay? If you got a man that life has beaten and he comes home to a woman holding a whip, don't be angry when he looks beat down.
Powerful. TD Jakes. We're gonna talk about this, and I'm gonna play it a few more times, and we're gonna really talk about this because I think there's a lot to be unpacked here, and I think that I always got the Giants in the right group that's gonna tap in and give it to us the way that it's meant to be, given to us. Pause. What up though, Bambi? TD Jakes tapped in. He said a few things. One of the things he said is, are women aware of how powerful their words are? How powerful they and when men speak, how they don't like to be spoken over. You know what I mean? And the interesting part to that is, I have an idea, and I want to manifest this idea. Hold on, check this out.
Do you realize that men get angry when you out-talk them? That your tongue is your weapon and that you can win the battle?
Hold on. How many women just come off your mic and tell me how many women, if you're in the comment section, tap in with us on YouTube, how many women are aware that your words are your weapon? I'm just interested to know that.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Is that
I'm definitely aware.
Okay, so y'all generally tapped in with that. Okay, y'all felt that one. Pause. Y'all aware that your words are your weapon. Okay.
Words can be a weapon. Not my words, all my words are weapons, but words can be a weapon.
Sure.
Absolutely.
When used in the wrong way, sure, right? Men, I think we generally know that. Okay, pull up, Queen. I think men, we generally know that our physical, we're naturally stronger than you guys, right? What's happening with you, Mo? I'm gonna get you tapping in a second, Queen. Good to see you. Good to see you, Mo. I think men, we know that our physical innate ability of power, that's our weapon, right? That's we win wars, like we go whatever. You guys win y'all wars a little bit differently, right? Win y'all battles a little bit differently. Excuse me. We win battles with our fists. You guys tend to win battles with your words, and sometimes those words aren't always loud and ugly ones. Sometimes those words are figuring out the right way to say something hard, right? So it's interesting because TD Jakes also says that when you're going through life and you have to deal with a broken world and a world that's beating on you, right? To come home, when a man comes home and he sees his lady holding a whip, hey, he might have been broken when you got to him. He might have been broken. You get what I'm saying? He might have been broken already, but not adding on to it and emasculating him. Tap in with us. How you feel about what TD Jakes tapped in on, what he said? I got some things I want to talk about, some things and questions I want to ask, but I want to see what the general consensus is first. I'm going to tap in with you first, Mocha. Shout out to Mocha Marie. Tap in with you. What's happening with you, Queen?
I'm good, King. How are you?
I'm well, Queen. Thanks for joining. You know, this is a pleasure. D, I got Mocha up here with me, D. You know, it feels good to have you up here, Queen. What up, though?
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm good, King.
I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling some kind of way, but it's cool. It's cool. Rather better it be you than me.
Don't worry. Air out your indiscretions after school, man.
I was on
3
her block
o'clock.
the other day. She wasn't even home. She's somewhere on the beach sipping a Mai Tai.
I love it.
On
She.
a high tide. What up, Mo?
Hi, how are you?
What up, Mo? Tap in. How you feel about what TD Jakes tapped in and said?
If you don't mind, can you say it again? I kind of got cut off. I don't know what happened to the service.
I said TD Jakes, he tapped in and he pretty much said a lot. Did you hear the clip?
A little bit, but my phone cut off. I'm so sorry.
All right, nah, it's fine. It's fine. It probably was me because on my side it pauses on Instagram. So TD Jakes pretty much comes out and say that a man is pretty much dealing with a lot women knowing and acknowledging how and when you're pushing a man's buttons and knowing that he don't like certain things. Why feed the animals? You know what I mean? Why feed the negativity? Why go into a space of doing and being more than you have to, right? He also says something along the lines of, I'm misquoting him, I'm loosely quoting him. He also says something along the lines of, men, when we already have to deal with a certain pressure and ill of the world and being beaten outside, that when we come inside, when we see our woman holding a whip, you know what I mean? Maybe he did something and maybe she has something ugly to say to him, but she just picking all of the ugly and bad words, opposed, figuring out of the right way to communicate instead of reacting, responding. You know what I mean? So
Right.
How do you feel about that?
I agree with you. There's some truth to it because us as women, sometimes we can go below the juggler. So yeah, we do. We can basically beat someone down when they're already down, and especially by words, where they're definitely powerful, and they can have an effect on that king. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Tap in with me, Clubhouse. How y'all feel about it? One time. Go for it.
It's definitely true. I've actually experienced it. Where my ex-husband, he came home and he brought all of his troubles with him, and I had to tell him, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, sir, but you can please leave and then come back. And the person that I kissed goodbye can come and greet me properly. And he looked at me and I was like, yeah, bye. And I closed the door. And then he came in when he got himself together and he was like, I apologize. I didn't mean to bring work home with me. And I said, no problem. Come on, come take your shower. I was at his shower. I got his dinner ready and he was cool. My point is don't bring outside shit to me because I'm not giving you inside shit. I'm here to give you peace. I'm here to give you tranquility and joy. So whatever you have out there, you leave that out there. If your home is your domain, remain domain. I said it earlier to somebody else and I'm saying it now. If you require peace or want peace with me, then don't give me chaos.
Right.
You'll get chaos back.
Right. Wake it up. Wake it up. So
So
go for it.
that was cute what she just did. I see how you censored yourself on that one. But the question was you supposed to be the abuser? I don't know how you became the victor on that one, but it's cool. I know how you play. What I'm gonna say though is yes, that it would be nice for that to go play out like that. But what TD Jakes is saying is that boom, the man goes to work and deals with this, that, and the third, gets beat up, save a baby from falling in front of a train and everything, and then the woman might have had some shit that he left the toilet seat up from 2 nights ago, and just she wants to pick this particular time when he walks through the door to say, "You stupid motherfucker, why you leave the toilet seat up yesterday?" And I fell in it yesterday, but I forgot to tell you because whatever. And then he could be like, "Yo, babe, I had a bad day. I don't give a fuck how your day was, but I'm trying to tell you some
But
shit."
that's my
That
point. That is
okay?
exactly my point. I did not do that. You understand what I'm saying? If you want peace, you coming home to peace. You coming home to a home that is filled with joy. Whatever's going on with you, I understand. I'm here to remedy that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to beat you down. So that means you can't come to me with that as well. I understand what you're going through though,
No, I
but
understand
you
what you're
can't.
saying. I understand what you're saying, Allison. I understand what you're saying. But TD Jakes is saying it from the other way, right?
I get that too.
You're saying that your situation was you was providing peace and he was providing chaos. TD Jakes is saying women be providing chaos and not saying that men is innocent, right? Not saying that he wasn't broken, he didn't have whatever it is. He wasn't like that when he got to you, but just saying when he came home, dealing with a world and certain pressures and being beaten and torn down from the world, when he comes home and he sees his woman just at the door like a pit bull ready to bite and attack him, the ramifications of that would be what? We will all assume that he probably wouldn't want to be there, right?
And I get that, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay. I hear something different, but okay.
Okay.
Tap in with us. How you guys feel? Live on Broadway podcast, TD Jakes. I played the clip. How you guys feel? Clubhouse. Before I throw it to Instagram, go for it.
I would just say this has been a while. I think it's just important in relationships to just be very transparent when it comes to how you feel. A man coming home and being stressed out after a long day's work, a woman does need to be mindful of that and empathetic of that. Um, but I also think that when a man has gotten, some time to himself, that he can just be a bit more expressive to the person that he's essentially trusting his life with so that they can create room for healthy dialogue. And maybe they can have sort of like a system so that when he comes home, it's understood the first 30 minutes he walks in the house, nobody says anything to him outside of hi. His If you're in the house, his favorite drink is right there, and you don't talk to him for the first 30 minutes. And then after that first 30 minutes,
Oh,
you all can have a dialogue with each other. I think just creating certain systems because you understand how you move and how you operate when you first come home. Communicate that to your partner, and then I think
damn, she was spitting.
Yeah, she was
She
cooking, right?
outside. Yo, so you gonna go somewhere else? I had something else that I wanted to add on to that too.
Go
And
go,
it
go for
probably
it.
probably
Go
open up. All right.
go for it.
So there was another part of a conversation that I heard that someone stated about how Grandpa used to come home. Benoit woke it up. So Grandpa used to come home, get his chair, and work all these hours and hold down the household back in the days, right? And everybody respected it, but it gave him his time and all that, right? And it seemed that used to kill the man. The men used to die earlier than the women, and I'm just gonna use that. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna go into it because I feel like this conversation is gonna open up to that, and I'll probably come back to it. But those are things that providing that peace, and if you want the man to be the provider and the protector and all that, he gotta have certain other things with that because he'll go crazy. Like if it's arguments and fights and this and that, plus he's outside making all of the money or whatever. And I'm just speaking of that scenario. I'm not speaking of anything else. So I'll park there.
Tap in, tap in. How you guys feel about that? Instagram, how you guys feel? What up, though?
I feel that if you have I think this is common. You gotta listen to your loved one. If you gotta hear about their day, and you need to listen. If they had a bad day, then you should be there to listen. A lot of people are like, I don't want to hear about your day. I want us to, talk about sports or this and that. And then, you shut them down. So then, someone might sit back and drink 2 bottles of wine and suppress whatever's going on, where you could just listen to whatever that person has to say for, 15 minutes about how someone may have pissed them off. But you know what I'm saying? That's what everyone's life isn't always supposed to be peachy keen. Life is not like that. So that's what your love. You're not there to take it out on your love. You're just going to express it because you got to express it to someone. And from my experience and other people's, people come home and their loved ones I don't want to hear about that. Even if they had a good day, their loved ones no, you're home now, so we're going to do our thing. No, you want to go home and share what happened with your day with the person that you spend your life with, because you can't necessarily talk to your coworkers or whatever about it if you're a person who feels that you need to get something off your chest. Some people don't feel that way. Okay. But the majority of people might need to get something off their chest. And a lot of people are like, I don't want to hear about that. That doesn't have anything to do with me.
Because it doesn't serve them.
Exactly. And that's selfish. I think that's it's very selfish. No, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you have to, there's a time and a place I come home, you must listen to me. Not necessarily, but, we all are aware that some people have jobs that are stressful. And that goes to what that other guy just said. Some men back in the day, they didn't live as long. Why? Because maybe their wife came home and was like, I don't want to hear about that. But he had to go to work, deal with something. And maybe all he needed was 5 minutes to say, babe, can you believe what so-and-so did? And she just had to listen to it and be like, you know what, you're right. Even if, but it's to me, it's common and it's selfish, because what is a listening ear?
So here's the thing with that, right? So here's the thing with that, right? I feel like the right choice of words provided by way of the right woman will speak life into a man. Because let's just be honest, right? We already know. Men, we already know, right? But it's the validating that you ladies offer us that goes that much further, right? So it's like to say, I may already know my eating habits are bad. I may already know that, right? But because I'm with you and you say, hey, babe, if I'm thinking about taking a diet or doing a diet, and I'll be like, oh, babe, I'm thinking about, going vegan or whatever and doing and eating better or whatever. And she goes, you know what, babe? I think you could do that. You know what I mean? Because you don't eat that bad, but if you just trim off, we know he eats hella bad. You know what I mean? But if she says something like, babe, because you don't really eat that bad, but if you just trim this, trim that, I think you could do it. He'll probably take that as motivating and go from here to the moon with it. You know what I mean? So I think that it takes a particular type of way that you approach things. So I feel like women, you guys be winning the battles, right? Your words, you guys be winning the battles, but sometimes winning the battles isn't always winning the war. You get what I mean? But tap in. We got Lala, we got Mocha up here. How you guys feel about the conversation thus far? Anything to add on to that? Tap in with us.
I just wanted to respond. I don't know who was speaking, but just about like coming home from work thing. That's something that I experienced in my house. I have a very stressful job. Very stressful.
We know.
And for those who don't know, it's stressful. Let's just leave it at that. But no, I didn't. When my husband told me that, he didn't want to hear about what was going on at work. I didn't take it as him being selfish. I took it as him not only protecting his own energy, but protecting mine. Just kind of like, just leave that there. Don't bring that here because home is supposed to be peace. So even though there were times where I really needed him to listen to me, if it was something like that was going to be detrimental to our finances or whatever, he will listen. But just coming home every day, like, bitching and complaining about stupid stuff. And then I had to like kind of take accountability for myself and say, okay, this is just a job. Like I don't have, if I'm really not that happy, I can go somewhere else. Because if it's going to disturb my peace or disturb my home, and I'm bringing that energy in, then that's not good. So I have to reevaluate things.
Well, that's interesting, right? Because I hear that being the thing of coming home, right? Work is included in that, right? That makes me think about, if you're in a relationship, why is it that it seems seemingly so that if you wouldn't move in a certain regards to your boss, why would you feel comfortable enough to move in a certain regard with your man or your significant other or your woman, right? But we keeping it apples to apples. TDJ's talking about men, so we're gonna keep it about men.
Right.
If you wouldn't give that back talk to men, right? If you wouldn't give that back talk and say and snap up your head and do all this or whatever it is, be sarcastic with your boss, why should you do that with your man? Because in most in most situations, right, isn't that like cutting your nose off to spite your face? You might have won the battle, but at the end of the day, if your man, I'm not saying livelihood by way of, if it's not for him, you have nothing. But to say, if you're following his lead, most women want to be led, right? Let's just keep it 100, right? Most women, y'all want to feel safe in the arms of a man that you guys believe can lead you towards the place of wherever it is you guys are agreeing on going. So it's almost like you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. Yeah, you won the battle, but you lose the war because now this man is sitting there like, you ain't keeping that same energy with Professor Ogilvy when you at work. So why are you keeping that energy, bringing that energy home? But tap in with us. I see that Alice is stupid. Mocha, tap in with me, Queen, one time.
I kind of agree with everyone. A little on the fence in regards to coming, just say if I had my husband or my partner or whatever, and I come home and I had a bad day at work, not being able to express it kind of bothers me.
Sure.
But the young lady just said doing it all the time can be like a Debbie Downer, if that makes sense. But I would just love to have a partner to whereas I'm able to, whatever I'm going through, we can discuss it, we can allocate a time to express what each other's day was about, and then we can set a boundary and say, hey, okay, that's now.
That's what I'm saying. You're saying what I'm saying. Exactly.
I love, okay. And then
it's boundaries. It's boundaries.
Right.
It's too much. It can be too much sometimes. And I had to take accountability for myself. It's just like, I'm not working for this job. Like I'm not going to give so much energy for this job, and then I'm just putting it off on everybody at home. Like it's not fair. So I got to leave work at work.
Yeah.
My energy.
Yeah.
Protect his energy. Protect my children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A boundary. Yeah, we're saying the same thing. Yeah.
Right. Energy is 360, and we have to be mindful. We definitely have to protect our peace. And your home is a safe space. I mean, going into the office, or your home nowadays, everything's like kind of remote. So you set and allocate that time for remote. But after that, you're right. We should get back to our families and our loved ones and just setting those boundaries and sticking to them.
I know people who've gotten cancer from stress on how much they hated their job, and it wasn't so easy for them to just leave their job. So I mean, and I'm a nurse, so I know how stressful people's jobs make them. They make people get diabetes, make them sick, and if they could just leave their job, they could. So I come from a place like, knowing how much you might hate your job so much, and knowing that you can't come home and say to your loved one, I had a bad day, but you're keeping that inside and then being so stressed out in two places. I just feel like, and you're absolutely right, but it's not that easy for someone to just up and get another job either. You know what I mean? So I feel like, yes, there is a boundary to cut it off, this and that, but I mean, stress is the number one killer.
Yes, it is.
It's the number one killer. So I just feel like, your spouse should be there. Not again, you should cut it off, but maybe you could say like once or have like 15 minutes, to just express it and have that support, like you said, because you need to be able to express it because you can't express it at work.
So check this here, right? Check this here, right? And shout out to everybody that's tapping in. That's new Live on Broadway podcast. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, please, and thank you in advance. We streaming live on YouTube. Hit that like button. It's interesting because I've heard this notion that Benoit woke up a second ago that both Lala, Mocha, and everybody, Bambi, everybody's in agreement with, in alignment with, which is, maybe he comes home, give him 30 minutes, don't say nothing, let him, be accommodating. He's going to want his certain drink. He might want this. He might want that. And that's another thing. If you know your man, if you know he likes certain things, just watch him. And then do the things that he like, because either you're being lazy and you do see it and you just choose not to, rise to the occasion, or you just, anyway, I'm just going on a rant. But what I'm saying is a lot of times, damn it, Broadway, what was your point? Oh, the 30 seconds, right? I mean, the 30 minutes. He comes home, you let him decompress. He gets it out. He sits down. Hey, babe, how was your day? What's going on? And then you guys exchange, pleasantries. My thing is this. Because I've heard this argument before, but I've also seen women on the other side to it say things like, your rules, why you gotta have rules? Why I can't speak to you for 30 minutes until after you come home? I may be experiencing XYZ and want to get certain things off of me. What do you guys say to that notion? Clubhouse? Longdria, you buy your mic, Queen? Go for it. Go for it, Instagram.
That's too much. Like, what is 30 minutes? Like, maybe your wife is excited to see you when you come home.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe she's excited to see you, and maybe, like, aren't you excited to see? I mean, I don't know. That's a little.
Are you saying, Broadway, are you saying that maybe he needs to speak to me more than 30 minutes?
Well, what I'm saying is maybe he needs to get the weight of the world off of him first. When he first comes in, when he first come in the house, so he probably don't want to speak, right? He probably just want to come in, get his slippers, go to the shower. I'm just thinking realistically, right? Probably grab a beer. He comes in, relax a little bit, and then after the shower or whatever, then have that conversation about whatever. It might not even be anything hard. I just feel like if you guys know that your words are weapons, some women don't always speak into their men. Some women speak not onto them, but at them. You know what I mean? And they have certain. I got a clip. I'm gonna play it in a second because I gotta find it. But it's definitely something of a young lady, given the opportunity to react versus respond. I'm gonna play that clip in the. You saw that? Cool. I'm gonna play that. I'm gonna play that. I have to find it, but I'm definitely gonna play it, and I want to get you guys' reaction to it. Carry on with the conversation while I find this clip.
I think what you're saying is fair because I'm the same way. It's like when I come in the house, I greet everybody, but I need my space. Like, please, just give me 10, 15 minutes to get my brain together. I need to decompress. To be honest, I really don't want to talk about work because I've been talking all fucking day
All
long.
day,
So I
right?
don't want to talk about it. Like I said, unless it's detrimental to our household. But other than that, like I just want to come home and chill and have fun. Like I don't. But just walk in the door, just please. I just need 10, 15 minutes. Just let me sit down, let me change my clothes, let me do whatever it is I gotta do, and then I'm all yours. I am everybody. Like me, but I need, and I had to learn that, like just to protect my own energy and my own
Right.
because I know, like for myself, I just overdo it, and I had to stop.
So
I
just
would
to
exhaust
reset.
myself.
So just to reset real quickly, you know, if you at your girl's house, if you at your boy's house, and you know you're pulling up Clubhouse. What up though, Selah? Benny, we having a conversation about the point that you brought up. We're having a conversation about TD Jakes saying, you know, pretty much how women are winning the battle but losing the war, you know, and they're using their words to speak at instead of to speak life into. What I want to play is accompanied with the first clip, I want to play a second clip of a woman reacting versus responding. So I'm going to play two clips. So Instagram, this is going to pause for 2 minutes. I'm going to play two clips. This is going to pause for 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Clubhouse, Instagram, if you want to see it the way, Facebook, if you guys want to see it the way it's intended to be seen, please make sure you go over to the link provided at the top on Clubhouse. On Instagram, it's in my bio, Broadway the Giant on YouTube. I'm going to play the clip so you guys can hear it. Tap in with us. Live on Broadway podcast. Give me 1 second. This is going to pause on Instagram. I'm going to bring you guys. I'll be right back. Tap in with us. You heard? Check it out. This is the first clip of what we're talking about.
Do you realize that men get angry when you out-talk them? That your tongue is your weapon and that you can win the battle and still lose the war? The right word spoken by a good woman in a bad situation can make a man fly. You know how you are about your children, come hell or high water?
Right.
I'm down for you. Well, most of us had that with our mothers.
Woo!
And then we marry you. And we watch you give it to your children. And this is what I want you to understand. I'm not blaming you for where they're broken, because they were probably broken in some way when you got them. I'm telling you how to minister to the brokenness without emasculating the patient. Okay? If you got a man that life has beaten and he comes home to a woman holding a whip, don't be angry when he looks beat down.
This is an example of a woman reacting versus her responding. If you guys want to see it the way it's intended to be seen, go to my Instagram, go to my YouTube, Broadway the Giant. Check it out.
Hey, sit still.
Why are men always ready mad early? We always have to wait around for these females, bruh.
You know I can hear you, right? Do you think this is funny? No, because you think it's funny because we always go through this. If you want to come do her hair, if you want to get breakfast ready, if you want to pack the diaper bag, then I can be ready quicker. This is starting to get on my nerves.
Man, why do men?
This is her responding.
Like these females take forever, bro. We're gonna be here another 5 minutes waiting.
Babe, am I taking too long? Do you need me to hurry up?
Yeah, preferably.
Okay, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I'll be done in just a couple of minutes. Can you come here real quick? What you said earlier, I don't know if you were just joking, but that kind of hurt my feelings. I feel like I just have a lot on my plate, like having to get the diaper bag ready and get the kids ready and stuff. And I know you say to ask for help, but sometimes I just feel like it should be obvious, and I don't want to start an argument, so I just kind of am not saying anything at all. But I just want to let you know that I was trying to hurry up.
Wow. So eloquently done. Tap in with us how you guys feel. Live on Broadway podcast. I played TD Jakes. That's what we speaking about. The second video and clip that I played was a great example of a young lady reacting and then responding, right? Very two different tones and receptions. And the bottom line was catered towards the right way on the responding way versus reacting. Tap in with us. Let's go to Instagram first. Tap in with us, Bambi. How you feel?
I mean, I didn't see the huge difference because either way, like, she got annoyed with him at the end. But, I mean, I don't necessarily think that was a great example of responding. I don't think that was a great example. I'm just saying because I'm putting myself in their situation. We all been there when everyone's trying to rush out the door. Emotions are high. You're running late. I feel like they should make that video again and use a different scenario.
Okay.
Only because we all know what it's like to try to get out the door. You know what I mean? I feel like they could do that video to use a different scenario because those scenarios, when you're running late and it usually is high emotion and someone's annoyed. So I feel like kind of sets her off with that scenario.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? I feel like on the first clip, she was very, argumentative, very, very attacking, like, right? And he was saying whatever he was saying, not justifying what he was saying in the background, but we got to hold ourselves accountable because there's two parts that's being played, right? Two. When she responded, she said, she took ego out of it. She said, hey, babe, do you need me to hurry up? He says, yes, preferably. She goes, all right, cool. So she does what she needs to do, hurry up, so whatever. Then afterward, when the daughter is away, she comes back and say, hey, honey, can I speak to you for a second? Babe, it made me feel like XYZ. I know you always say you need help. I mean, just say when you need help and I help you or whatever. But, I kind of felt like the way that she responded versus as a man. I felt like
it was better.
I felt like it was way better. But tap in with us, Clubhouse.
It was definitely way better. But again, I feel like whoever made that video, it was great. The theory is great, but I feel like they should use a different scenario because realistically, we've all been there. You get annoyed. You know that your so and so is gonna rush you. It's probably the 15th time he's rushing you when you're trying to do your daughter's hair. You're trying to get out the door.
Yeah,
everyone's
I got you.
A little annoyed.
I got you. Clubhouse, tap in. How you guys felt? I played two videos. One is a young lady reacting versus responding. I feel like I'm gonna play that video one more time, and because I feel like there's a few new people in here. What up, though, honey? Love. Hey, Naish, Natasha, I see you back. What's happening, Quay? I'm gonna play these videos one more time just so you guys, I could drive the fork in the nail in the fork, the fork in the head, however that goes. Tap in with us, live on Broadway podcast. This is the first one we'll be talking about.
Do you realize that men get angry when you out-talk them? That your tongue is your weapon and that you can win the battle and still lose the war? The right word spoken by a good woman in a bad situation can make a man fly. You know how you are about your children, come hell or high water?
Right.
I'm down for you. Well, most of us had that with our mothers.
Check this here.
And then we marry you. And we watch you give it to your children.
That's powerful.
And this is what I want you to understand. I'm not blaming you for where they're broken, because they were probably broken in some way when you got them. I'm telling you how to minister to the brokenness without emasculating the patient. Okay? If you got a man that life has beaten and he comes home to a woman holding a whip, don't be angry when he looks beat down.
This is the second clip we talking about. Check it out.
Hey, sit still.
This is a young lady reacting.
These females, bruh.
You know I can hear you, right? Do you think this is funny? No, because you think it's funny because we always go through this. If you want to come do her hair, if you want to get breakfast ready, if you want to pack the diaper bag, then I can be ready quicker. This is starting to get on my nerves.
This is her responding.
These females take forever, bro. We're gonna be here another 5 minutes waiting.
Babe, am I taking too long? Do you need me to hurry up?
Yeah, preferably.
Okay, I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. I'll be done in just a couple of minutes. Can you come here real quick? What you said earlier, I don't know if you were just joking, but that kind of hurt my feelings. I feel like I just have a lot on my plate, like having to get the diaper bag ready and get the kids ready and stuff. And I know you say ask for help, but sometimes I just feel like it should be obvious. And I don't want to start an argument, so I just kind of am not saying anything at all. But I just want to let you know that I was trying to hurry it up.
Wow. Clubhouse, I'm coming to you. Tap in. How you guys feel? How you feel? How you feel? Live on Broadway podcast.
So
I
first
don't like
thing,
that
the TD.
example.
Oh,
Hold on,
sorry.
hold on. Clubhouse, tap in.
I wanted to. So the TD Jakes clip, I definitely understand. As a woman trying to be your man's piece, or if he needs a moment, and just being there for him and stuff. So I definitely agree with that clip. You know, the second clip, I'm conflicted because I don't deal well with passive aggressive. So if the clip was like him talking on a cell phone, like, and you didn't address me, you were addressing a friend about, or somebody about running late. Like, if there's an issue, I'm gonna address you head on. So don't sit there and be like, man, I wish I wasn't running late. I wish women wouldn't take so long.
Yes.
Do say, babe, you know, we're running a little bit behind schedule. Can you please like pick it up a little bit? Like, just like as a man, you want me to react with a certain type of sweetness. I expect the same in return. So don't give me slack and then expect not to get it back. Give me the same reaction that you're wanting. If you're wanting me to give you sweet and nice, then hand me that too. I can take whatever response you're going to give me and give it to you 3 times over.
Now,
I expect the same in return.
I get that, right? I get that. What you saying don't sound. You're speaking English to me. I speak English too. I get it, right? However, it's in a relationship. There's two people more often than not. It's two people, right? So if a man is doing X, Y, Z, because a man is shouting, you need to shout. Because a man is cheating, you need to cheat. So do we always need to meet people with the energy that they're giving us? I'm just asking. I'm asking. But tap in with us, Giants.
No, I don't
No.
agree that you have to give the same energy always. I just, in that instance, because I can tell that it was passive aggressive, like that's almost antagonistic that he was doing. Like, you wanted a reaction, and I could be humble about it and not give any type of reaction, and then you might be frustrated with me not saying anything, or door number two, he got what he got, or she could pick the lesser of the three
I
and do what she did at the end.
I mean, look, man. I learned a long time ago. You could be right or you could be in a relationship, right? Like sometimes people opt to be right and choose that rightness. Is we gonna make it a word, right? And choose that being right and not be in a relationship, right? Because they want to be right. So sometimes what that means is not to mean that you're always wrong. It's to mean that you pick your battles and you say, what's the risk versus reward here? Where are we going? Is now the right time to say X, Y, Z? And picking your battles wisely, because sometimes it's not always about saying how you feel in that moment or reciprocating that negative energy. Because sometimes you're right, but sometimes she's gonna be in the wrong. Sometimes she's gonna be. How would you want your significant other to respond to you if and when you're in that situation and you're having a shitty day and you might respond and say something out of turn? But tap in. I want to spread the wealth. What up, honey love? We got Sailor. What's happening with it?
So,
There's saying, I'm sorry.
Let's go to Sailor first because she was here first. Go for it, Sailor.
yeah, so there was like a research done where they asked women and men.
Oh, she got a phone call. Look at that.
Sorry,
All right, there she
sorry,
goes.
I
She
got a
back.
phone call. Yeah.
You good.
So there was a research study that they did. Like, they asked men and women if they had to pick between like respect or love, which one would they pick? And they are very much the same in many many ways. But what was very interesting is that the men would majority pick respect, and women would pick love. And since we're talking about TD Jakes in particular, in the Bible it talks about wives, respect your husbands, and then it goes on to say, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church. And so there's something there. There's something there to
Yeah.
this thing. And what happens is that
when a woman doesn't feel loved, or if you speak to her in a way that doesn't seem loving, what she does in return is she disrespects. And then when a woman is being disrespectful, then the man withdraws his love. And so what needs to happen is everyone needs to be accountable and responsible
No,
for
no, no,
what
no, no.
they.
Say that again. When a man is hurt, what?
So when a man feels disrespected, he withdraws his love. And when a woman feels like the man isn't being loving, she can become disrespectful. And so what happens is that when your husband is not being loving, you still need to maintain your level of respect. And when
Wake that
she's
up.
not being respectful, you need to maintain your level of loving. And what
Wake that
happens,
up.
especially there's a book that's called something like The Respect He Needs and the Love She Desires, or something like that. And in the book, it talks about that if he's not being loving, you would be surprised about continuing to respect him despite his unlovingness. It will draw the lovingness out of him. And if she's not being respectful, you continuing to love her when she's not being respectful draws even the respect, out of her. And so the clip that you played, sometimes people are saying, I've heard people say it's not a good clip because that's when emotions are running high. Well, that's exactly
When you need
the
to exercise it.
that yeah, because
Emotional.
that's exactly. It's not when everything's smooth and you're under control. It's when you're under extreme stress. Like, how do you handle those situations? And I would have handled it just a little bit differently than her. I probably wouldn't have waited. I probably right then and there would have been like, baby, I know you want me to hurry up, and I know I'm running behind. If you could help me out, if you want to, the baby bag and this and that. So I probably would have still mentioned my need because I wouldn't have thought it was confrontational. But last point is that when she's talking to him like that, you're teaching your children how to talk to you because you're literally telling them how they need to respond to you. And so when they start talking out of pocket to you, you're the one that set that precedent in the household. So I think that's it for now.
All right. Listen. I don't have nobody else commentary podcast over. No, go for it,
Nah,
D.
that's
She was
for now.
cooking.
Yo, Selah is crazy. I think that's it for now.
We gonna go to Honey after you, D. Go ahead.
Nah, that's it. Selah says she did what she do.
I mean,
Good.
shit.
Yeah. What's up, honey?
Damn. Honey, tap in with us, honey. How you feel about all of the above? Give me some of that, honey. She not there. She not by her phone.
She not by her phone. Let me say this.
Go ahead, go cook, Kate.
You know that saying you get more honey.
You get more with honey than with vinegar.
Yeah, that whatever that is. I like that.
More flies with
You
honey.
attract more.
More flies
bring
with
all
honey
that.
than you
Bring
do
all
with
that.
vinegar.
What I'm saying is that I could easily be engaged into a situation that I don't want to be in by way of you just saying one thing too many times while I'm in that mode the wrong way, opposed to just de-escalating it and saying, even if you don't want to say the other thing, just because you were right, but in this particular moment, just to get my mind back to where on track, just to say, I understand what you're saying, babe, but all right, this is what we're gonna do right now, and just move like that, because that all of that moving the neck and snapping the fingers and all that when we in this heated situation is just to be conducive. And I guess some women, when they get with some type of man, they just feel like they could do that, and it's that whole I'm just gonna walk all over you because that's just what I do. And for those guys that sign up for that type of physical challenge, to each his own, but I just think that
my bad, D. Just quickly, I think that goes back to what Sailor was saying about it being a learned behavior, right? Like how you speak to how you see your parents do things is how you end up probably doing it somehow, some way. But I don't want to cut you. I know you was cooking. My bad.
Yeah, no, and that's that, and we see it all the time. I see it all the time. Like in public, I'll be watching people how they react to themselves. I mean, in their situations, or how they may talk to their kids. I seen this lady scream on her little son yesterday walking by. Get over here! What I tell you? Didn't I tell you no? And then it was like, I was like, whoa, like, damn, like he just wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. And I'm like, that. So, and that's just a kid, but there's some women that go at men like that. And obviously we know there's men that go at women like that, but we're speaking from the TD Jakes standpoint and from the clip. So, I just think that, women knowing that, you might say the wrong thing to a man and he might try to go upside your head, but they still be doing it, is kind of crazy to me. Like, they respect his gangster, but they still be popping off at their mouth. Like I don't know what that is. Like,
because sometimes, because I know exactly what it is, because it's not exclusive to women, but like you said, we speaking from the TD Jake standpoint, they think their feelings justifies their action, right? Like, I know it's super simple, right? But sometimes you'll feel, just because you feel something, you can do something. And I'm a prime example for, just because you feel something doesn't mean that it's okay to do. Hello, Broadway? You got anything you want to share with us? You know what I mean? I'm a prime example of, just because you feel something doesn't mean it green lights you to be, because what it is, right? Like when you kids and our parents leave us in kindergarten for the first time, or we want that piece of candy, what our parents used to, well, I know mine used to say, who hurt you? Who hit you? Are you in any pain? Are you experiencing your legs, your hand? No, I'm okay. I just didn't get my way. So I'm crying because I want the Snickers bar, right? I'm crying because I want the pretzel. But I'm putting my feelings into something that really doesn't deserve to be into the thing. And that's what be happening. A lot of times you'll feel something, and because you feel it, you'll think that it's okay. It justifies you moving and saying and behaving a certain way, but it doesn't really justify it. Tap in with us. Honey Love, you back by your phone, Queen? All right, cool. Honey Love still MIA with it.
Can I?
I was just going to call on you, Natasha. Welcome to the stage, Natasha.
Hi, guys.
Tap in.
I hear what everyone is saying, and I understand, speaking from the...
Go left. She
I'm not going
hear what
left.
everybody's saying. Here we go.
I'm not going left. I'm just, first of all, I hate the term playing devil's advocate, because I never want to advocate for the devil. That's number one. I'm not playing devil's advocate. What I am doing, though, is just, as we say, waking up a little bit of something.
Well, wake it up then.
With that beautiful voice, you're about to mess the whole thing.
Too many disclaimers. What up, though, Quinn?
Y'all are trying to distract me. No, so for real, like, from the standpoint of TD Jakes, as a spiritual leader, right, we learn in the church, or, in these organized religions, that the man is the head, and the man is, supposed to be directing his household, and all these sorts of things. So when I heard that clip, the example in the way in which he wants to communicate to his wife, and I couldn't hear everything like super, super clear, but it sounded like something to the effect of, oh, I hate the way these females do X, Y, and Z. So, it's kind of like, well, if I'm trusting you as my partner, and I'm trusting you to lead my household and to lead me and my children, then I should also be able to trust you to be able to come at me even in times when you are annoyed as a man, and be able to productively and constructively let me know that you need me to hurry up, right? And I agree that her initial reaction wasn't the most productive, but it also is a very human reaction, where it's not like she's just laying on the couch, waiting around, not doing anything. It's not like she's, trying to finish the last of her soap opera before it's time to go. She's there trying to help the baby get ready, also needs to get herself ready. So it's like, why are we making it so much on her and not putting any focus on his initial infliction of the issue to begin with, right? So again, it sounded like maybe he's talking to someone else in the background, and she's like, I heard you say that. You're trying to be funny. But it's like, well, if you see I'm struggling, head of my household, you are the umbrella, you are my protector. Like, protect me in this moment. I'm stressed out. You see I'm doing something, like, why not approach me and say, hey, baby, can I help you do whatever? Or is there something I can do that will help speed up the process? Or let me go pack the car while you're doing this, as opposed to you getting annoyed with me and saying these side comments and not even being man enough to say something to me. Because again, I might be wrong.
Well, see that you see what you just did right there, though, Natasha. Not being man enough, right? That has his hold on, let me just show you something, right? That's the definition of what TD Jakes just said about emasculating, right? Like his manhood shouldn't be in question because he said something that, you get what I'm saying? Like one thing don't have anything to do with the other.
Yes. Okay, yes. Point taken, touche. Perhaps that comment, that particular comment on this is contradictory to the point that I'm making. But in that, I guess a better way of saying it is, please, my leader, my lover, my king, be gentle with me as well, even in the way that you approach me, right? Because we're all human. We're all stressed out in this moment. We all have somewhere to go. Yep. And I need help. And, it's kind of like one of those things where, you see an old lady struggling to cross the street, and instead of you walking over to her and asking, do you need help? You just automatically pick up the bag or grab her arm and help her walk across the street. There's a difference. Like if you see someone and you actually want to help them, then you don't have to ask. You'll just step in and do it, right? So it's like, well, if you want me to help or you want me to move faster, like observe the situation. You know what the strategy is for us to get out of the house. You know what else I need to get accomplished. Yeah. Step in and do what you can, as opposed to putting it on me and saying, now I have to control my emotion, or my reaction or reaction versus response. He also is responsible for, a reaction versus a response. He sees the situation, and instead of the reaction of, I hate the way these females do, da 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 da, well, maybe not emasculating, but you're taking away from my womanhood. You're taking away from all of the work that it takes in order to take care of your child, in order to present myself to be a woman who you want standing next to you. Sure.
I receive all of the above, and I appreciate that, Queen. Shout out to, because Natasha getting her bag, she started going, and I respect that, and I know exactly what you're saying, and I concur for a great portion, right? But there's another small portion of it where I just feel like, a lot of times as men, you guys as women, meaning you guys as emotions, not saying by way of textbook, it's not written anywhere, but it seems like you guys behave like your emotions supersedes ours. You guys move in a context like, because you feel something, it's like the world has, like, world stop. Carry on. You get what I'm saying? And it you guys lead with that type of energy. Like when I feel something, and as a man, we're supposed to be robotic, and I'm just speaking of more often than not, meaning we're not supposed to feel. Or when we say that we feel a certain way, we're emasculated and told, well, yada, 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 right? Like it's trivialized, like it's not that big of a thing if we feel some sort of way. Why am I saying this? Broadway is saying this because you, Tasha, you said that what he said was, and something along the lines of, I think what Landria said earlier too, or it might have been someone else. But because he said what he said, that was the reaction to what he said. And my energy is the clip isn't really fixated on what he's talking about. The clip is fixated. The narrative of the clip is not about what he's doing. The clip is about showing women how to respond versus react, or react versus respond. That's what that's
when
what
the man is in the wrong. Can we acknowledge that he wasn't quite right in that moment?
He was certainly in the wrong. In the wrong, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about that. But the clip is about showing, hey, look, I can meet you where you at, but if I do meet you where you at, we know where this is going to go. There's 99.9% chance we know where that's going to go. If she meets him, and I'm certain if that first clip of her reacting would have played through, because we all probably been in that situation a time or two or three, But the reaction, but the response, the part of it of her responding to it, I think that exercises more discipline. I think that exercises more patience. I think that exercises more love, care, consideration, all of these other things that love looks like. I think that's what the responding is about, right? We all heard of don't speak at me, speak to me. That's exactly what that was. She was speaking to him and not at him at a time where he was speaking at her or speaking about her, but it was at her. But I'm gonna digress. Tap in how you guys feel. What up though, Sincere? What up though? Man. All right, so look, let's do this. Let's enter final thoughts. Live on Broadway podcast. Let's get into these final thoughts. You heard? Today was a nice podcast, man. A lot of good energy, a lot of amazing and beautiful perspectives that was shared, and I think that, we did our job tonight, man. I think, we furthered we furthered the conversation, and it's always in our efforts to have these relationship-based conversations in an effort to learn more and how to do things and get it from other perspectives, right? Because as Longria said, as Allison said, as Bambi mentioned, they think it would have went a little bit different. They don't particularly initially care for that scenario in the way that it played out, or felt like it could have been another example given that would showcase the same bottom line or something to that extent. I'm going to yield my mic. I'm going to PTR and tap in with Clubhouse first. YouTube, y'all know the vibe. Get in that comment section. Final thoughts. Allison, you up, Queen?
Yeah, everyone said everything that needed to be said. It's very important to lead with love, and once you do that, then it's very unlikely that you'll end up in war.
Wake that up. I like it. Queen Quay.
Yeah, it was a few things I wanted to get in, but I couldn't squeeze myself in to say. But I totally agree. Leading with love is all good, and then all that is actually the best way to go about it. I just wanted to throw in there that there's something. It all depends, and I feel like everybody just try to be smart with who you leading with love with, and how much of what Soleil or whatever her name was talking about,
Say
how much
la vie. Yep.
say love. How much of that backlash from leading with love and not being reciprocated, how much of that you're going to take? Because there's a lot of women that I've seen leading with so much of this love that we over here talking about. And, they keep getting that same response that we just seen displayed in that clip, and continuously over and over, and it's nothing is changing. So it's like, what, you're going to keep leading with love and stay in that situation? You get what I'm saying? So, and just be smart with who you leading with love, and have a cap on the amount that you're gonna how much of that you're gonna take when it's not reciprocated. Because it ain't but so much you can keep going with that, because as Natasha said, we all human. And I wanted to say that too before Natasha got up there, like, this is where grace is very important, because if I'm supposed to do that, I have no problem with being like, all right, right now it's probably not the best time for me to give that energy back. Let me just let him rock with that. Boom, boom, boom. Like, that's not a problem. However, if I'm never getting that back in return, and like Natasha said, if you're sitting there, I'm with the kid, you see all of this, and you're going to just not help me and then complain about it, like, that's a big problem. And then I got to say something, like she had to say, like, you see, you should know better than that. So if I did respond in that way, there's the grace to say, babe, listen, my bad, but I didn't like the way you replied. All right, well, my bad. I didn't like the way you spoke to me. So now can we figure this out and get this on the right track? Because that is not going to work. So, yeah.
Wonderfully said, Quay. Wonderfully said. Thank you for that final thought. Thank you for that. That grace and humility. Benoit, come talk to me, Benny.
I'm all about the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Good night.
Why is she like
When she
this?
hits you with a good night, oh my gosh.
Why is she
That is,
like this? She
wow.
is. Listen, Benoit be outside sitting pretty, but Benoit with the shit. Jeez. Longria, can you give us something? No shit. Longria ain't no better. Longria be outside with Benny. Longria, tap in, queen.
No, I agree with all the different perspectives that I heard tonight. I agree with what TD Jake said, and we probably going to agree to disagree about the other clip because I just feel like, kind of like what Benny said, like, do unto me how you want me to do unto you. Don't speak to me crazy, and you won't get crazy because I'm pretty even kill. You come at me off, I'm gonna be like, what's up? What's up?
Jeez. Jeez. I'm rolling though. I'm rolling. I appreciate that. You know. I got something to say. I'm gonna say it now before I forget, before I get Natasha. My thing is like, where does that stop though, right? Like it's rhetorical. So it's like, where does that stop though? Because if I'm gonna keep meeting you with the energy that you're giving me, at what point does that stop? Right? So, but anyway, tap in with us, Natasha. Final thoughts, Queen. Final thoughts.
Well, I know it was rhetorical, but I can't help but to respond. Where it stops is either, both people decide we're going to do better because we love each other and we love ourselves more than the way we've been treating one another. So both people recognizing, or it ends in we can't do this anymore and you break up, right? Or the relationship dissipates. I just
What? We in this for life, baby. You are my wife.
but
We're
that's
not
what I'm
going
saying. I'm saying
nowhere.
it's
Romeo
gonna
and
go
Juliet.
either way.
We're gonna both
It's gonna
drink the
go either
poison
way.
and die. The fuck.
Well, I mean, listen, if that's the kind of love you got, whether if that's the kind of love you got, I guess you stay in it. But it's still you're dying on the
You're
inside. So
dying
either
on
you're
the
gonna love each
inside.
other, either you're gonna love each other to life, or you're gonna love each other to death.
To death,
It's
right.
one way or the other.
Tap
But
in though.
my real thought on all of this, because as a woman, I'm seeing it from my perspective. The same way that a man does not want to be emasculated, I don't want to feel like I have to bring out a masculine side of myself in order to
Here we
be
go.
a part of this relationship, right? So
Here we go.
be gentle. I'm a gentle flower, Don't pluck my petals. Treat me kindly, water me, feed me, whatever it is that I need to remain that beautiful, delicate flower. I don't want to be hardened, and I won't do the same to you. So, like Benoit said, treat others the way you want to be treated. And really, in a relationship, you should be loved by someone so much that it makes you want to love yourself even more. They show you how much love you're worth, and vice versa. So, I land.
Wow. Wow. Final thoughts tonight. Great final thought, Natasha. Final thoughts. I think that is very easy to. Again, I'm not gonna say anything that's different from what anyone else said. I just try to use my own words. I feel like, you ladies, you guys have the answers. You guys know better. I don't really give women a pass for much because, to the point that the ladies that just spoke mentioned, women, you guys are wise beyond y'all own knowing. You get what I'm saying? I feel like you guys, y'all move, and if y'all all wise, y'all all knowing, and y'all move in a certain way, and I give y'all that, and I place y'all on a pedestal, the reverse of that is what? I have to send you down in the valley where the chicks get naked, right? On the opposing, on the negative side to it. Because there's no way you're gonna tell me that you don't know better. You get what I'm saying? I feel like women, you guys know that, you guys know how to push buttons. You guys know, if you watch and you sit there and you observe and you see your man, not any man, your man. You know what I mean? And it's been a significant amount of time. And you guys watch and you sit there. I can't give you the easy pass on the side to it where you just don't know. No, because if you're doing your job, part of your job is fucking observing. And if you know your man don't like to be spoken or spoken at or spoken over or whatever, and he tends to be an asshole at times, you have an option. You can, what Natasha said, you can leave or you can stay and figure out a new way of addressing old problems. You know what I mean? And I feel like another part of what TD Jakes mentioned in that clip was, I understand that he wasn't broken when he got there. But, no, excuse me, not that point. That the way that you speak to your kids, the type of kid that parents are, with the type of the type of adults that parents are with their children, men want the same thing in response, in return, and we don't often get that. But you'll have a kid with somebody, then you actually end up watching them raise their kid, and you're being and behaving a certain way. Final thoughts is to each his own. We don't all have the answers. You know, surround yourself with people that are cut from different ilks of the world, and they're actually able to provide you with new information. You know, new information. I can't stress that enough. You know, stop thinking inside the box, get outside the box, and surround yourself with new information, new people. New people carry new information, new conversations. You get what I'm saying? Oh man, Darius, welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. You're a little late, but it's always good to have you here, beloved. Live on Broadway podcast. We're gonna wrap up episode 527, I believe it is 527. It was a thrill. It was an honor. We be back tomorrow for our regular streaming program. Tap in with us. Live on Broadway podcast. Y'all know the vibe. It's cheaper to be yourself. Be giant. Pool.